Good morning and welcome to Superfood Super Mornings with Dr. Shilpi. So today it's another exciting day, and it's about the season, and monsoons are my favorite, and I enjoy monsoons so very much that that I always look forward for it. And today's superfood, quickly let's have a small introduction. It's one of the most used superfood. It's very tasty. It has a meaty texture, and it is substituted instead of meat, and it's a very good source of protein for all the vegetarians out there. And yes, we are talking about mushrooms today. Yes, so mushrooms. Mushrooms are actually fungus. They're fungi that are grown in commercial use. Otherwise, they are just grown wild side, and they are superfoods because they are rich in lots of health benefiting items like protein. They are low calorie. They are high fiber. They are very high protein. They have high doses of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, vitamin D, selenium, copper, thiamine, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, and the list goes endless. So these are some button mushrooms, and we have other mushrooms like shiitake mushrooms, which are dried, and the cremini variety is the world very famous variety. That's another type of a mushroom. And they have no cholesterol and no gluten, so they are absolutely gluten free. So this is a small introduction about mushrooms. And if you have to talk about the calories, say about 1 cup of mushrooms have 15 calories. That's very low in terms of calories. But protein 2.2 grams, fat 0.2. If you talk about carbs, it's about 2.3, fiber 0.7, and sugars 1.7. So mushrooms, and we're going to talk about mushrooms today in detail. They are very great in taste, and they give lots and lots of flavor to recipes because they have a meaty texture and they have a umami flavor. That's called a umami texture. So earthy umami texture, and they have got amazing health benefits. So world famous variety is the cremini, the most widely used fungus. And yes, mushrooms are absolutely native of North America and Europe, and they have been bought here. And one fresh bowl of mushroom is extremely healthy, and people who take mushrooms on a daily basis are very healthy, and they have a very long life. This is what they say. And if you have to talk about the calorie content here, okay, it's about 100 grams, and the energy is 22 kilocalories, carbohydrates 3 grams, proteins 3 grams, fat 0, and then they are cholesterol free. And there are certain tips how to use mushrooms, how to clean them. They have this soil and cocoa peat and all that attached to it, so you have to put some flour in it. Any flour will do. Usually I use wheat flour or any flour that is available, and mix it properly so that it coats the mushrooms, and then you wash it. So the brighter white color that of the original color of the mushroom comes out, and the brownness is all washed out, and that is when we start cooking it. And they have lots and lots of health benefits. And here I am at Urban Kisan, and this is the cooked mushroom. If you can see, the mushroom here is cooked, mostly it is stir fried with a very less quantity of oil, and there are some colored capsicums to it and some spices to it. This is what they use at Urban Kisan to prepare their very famous rolls. They have mushroom rolls, which is high protein, a protein roll, a Mexican roll, and a paneer roll. So these rolls are extremely healthy, extremely protein rich, and they have added mushrooms to a couple of other wild rice bowls also. So these kind of foods basically, especially with lots of veggies, lots of mushroom, lots of protein agents like paneer, and then they use this rice, wild rice, that's a red rice that they use, and also millets are very, very beneficial for assisting your nutritional needs, and also to keep up your body fat loss. So whatever has a lot of fiber, whatever has a lot of if you have to talk about health, definitely it has to have veggies in it, it has to have protein content in it, and it has to have lots of fiber, vitamins, minerals, less amount, mediocre amount of fat, and less of carbs. So they have balanced it, and carbs also they have added, but complex carbs. So this is about a small introduction of mushrooms, and they taste extremely well. They're very tasty, and they are food favorites for many. And before even I talk about the advantages of mushrooms, I always talk about the disadvantages first, because they are lesser in number and you have to know about it. And when you have to talk about mushrooms and their disadvantages, they are allergic to some group of population, and if you eat wild mushrooms, they are at times poisonous. So always check the quality of mushrooms before you buy. And just when you are around in nature, don't pick up any mushroom, cook it and eat it. And that's a tip for today. And mushrooms have toxins. Basically, they are at times loaded with heavy metals. Harmful chemicals are also there. So you have to be very, very careful about the quality of mushrooms that you are eating, because wild mushrooms are at times poisonous, and the source of mushrooms should also be noted so that you get good quality of mushrooms. And mushroom toxicity can at times cause liver failure also. So you have to check the quality and take, and never eat wild mushrooms. And then coming forward today, how to cook mushrooms is another thing. Usually the nutritional quality of mushroom enhances if you grill them, and if you cook them. Basically the most beneficial is the grilling, and any cooked mushroom is much more in terms of nutrition than the uncooked mushrooms. So cooking enhances its nutritional benefit, and this is a tip for today. And people who eat raw food, mushroom is eaten cooked, that is much beneficial. And you can add mushrooms to your curries, your pulavs, your fries, your omelets, your pastas, your pizza, burger, or noodles, or soup, anything. And Indian cooking matches well with mushroom. And the tip is, mushroom cooks in less than 5 to 8 minutes. So it's even faster cooking for bachelors out there who are cooking, and it is really friendly in terms of giving you an absolute taste, flavor. Needs lesser ingredients for cooking, just a little bit of spices and a little bit of tang, a lemon, and any vegetable goes with it, and you finish everything in just you can just finish off cooking in about few minutes of time. And somebody, okay, thank you Murthy Garu. And then we have a lot of advantages of mushrooms. Let's talk quickly about advantages of mushrooms. So they are rich in potassium and less in sodium, so they have beneficial effects against maintaining your BP. So people who eat regularly mushrooms have lower blood pressures, and also if you are hypertensive and eat mushrooms on a regular basis, your BP is at a very well controlled level. So this potassium content in mushroom relaxes the blood vessels. So when it eases the blood vessels, definitely you have lots and lots of benefits, and blood pressures are controlled. It's a very good immune booster because of its anti-inflammatory effect. it stimulates the body macrophages. Macrophages are different cells that go and engulf the virus or bacteria that enter into your body. So it stimulates the macrophages and defeats foreign bodies entering into the body. So it improves your immunity level, and it's a very good immune booster. When you have to talk about weight loss, especially when you are a red meat eater or you eat more of meat, and that is one of the cause of weight gain. And when you substitute red meat with mushrooms, definitely people who substitute high calorie food and high low nutrition content food with mushrooms, definitely they have seen lots of weight loss that was happening, and they came towards very good healthy BMIs. So it's how you substitute your daily food with these kind of locally grown, locally available cost effective forms of mushroom. And mushroom industry is booming because of the nutritional awareness that has come, and also there is always a demand supply. If you demand for healthy foods, definitely the supply of healthy foods also increases. So that's a tip for today. And then when you have to talk about weight loss, definitely mushroom is one of the best agent for weight loss. It keeps you young. That's a tip for everybody out there who wants to look young. Lots of antioxidants, the ergothioneine and glutathione, they prevent against sagging of skin. And then aging signs are because of sagging of skin. So it also keeps you young, and also it protects the brain with the same ergothioneine and the glutathione. Ergothioneine and glutathione protect against Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. Especially if you eat 5 button mushrooms a day, you can stay away from these problems like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. So that's another tip for today. Mushrooms have enormous health benefits, and they also work well, especially for these kind of problems, and they boost your memory. So that's another tip that people don't know, that mushrooms boost your memory. And if you give it for kids, if you give it for pregnant women, if you give it for lactating women, if you give it for anybody in the house, it's a universal health provider, and also additional benefits like improving your memory. So as I have told you about the hypertension, the risk of lowering your blood pressures when you have high blood pressures, that's truly cardioprotective. So when you have a cardioprotective phenomena that's working there, it is definitely helpful for your heart. So mushrooms can really replace a lot of salt because of the flavor that they have, and you can use very little salt when you use mushrooms. And glutamate ribonucleotides. See, remember, glutamate ribonucleotides, which give the savory umami flavor taste to the mushrooms. They have very low sodium content, and a very good substitute for red meat wherever possible. And mushrooms which grow under UV light, that UVB mushrooms. So it will be written on the mushrooms whether it is UVB mushrooms. Whenever you have UVB mushrooms, that is mushrooms which are grown under the sunlight, they are very rich source of vitamin D, and that is very essential for your bone strength, bone health. And ergosterol, which is produced by vitamin D, also helps in your bone strength. So there are so many advantages that way also. And mushrooms are a very good source of energy. They are a very good source of vitamins, I have told you. And the selenium, copper, thiamine, magnesium, it is also very rich in folate. So it's also very important for pregnant women, preconception, people who are planning pregnancy, and also very beneficial for kids. They love eating mushrooms once you introduce the flavor to them. So you have to start early and give them these kind of foods which will help them. And last but not the least, mushrooms are prebiotic. Prebiotic means they give food for the intestinal flora, which give us the probiotic effect. So the prebiotics in mushroom, which is the chitin, the hemicellulose, the beta and the alpha glucans, the mannans, the xylans, the galactans, these are so many prebiotics which stimulate and give food to the intestinal microbiota, which give us the health benefits. So mushrooms are prebiotic. Remember, they are prebiotic and they are food for the healthy growing probiotics in our gut, which guard us against various problems. So the fiber in mushrooms is good, the protein in mushrooms is good, the high potassium and low sodium is good, the prebiotics are good, the nutritional content is good, the substitution of mushrooms on a regular basis is good. And this is what all about mushrooms. And mushrooms is one of my favorite foods, and at least we have it twice a week. So that is about mushrooms. And any kind of Indian food you can make with mushrooms, and it is very quick in making. That is what I say. Instead of cooking elaborate meals and all, you should definitely vouch and look for foods that cook fast, especially in this world where time is very important. And mushrooms are one such food that cooks really fast with less ingredients and very tasty. So this is about today's superfood mushrooms, and tomorrow again I'll come with yet another superfood. And until then, see you and goodbye.